Good day and welcome to Top Stories on Ogama TV. First, we bring you the headlines. Gunmen kill 2 in Enugu cattle camp attack. And on the nation, appeal court overturns the registration of 5 political parties. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu orders crackdown after deadly Kaduna attack. And on business, Nigerians' foreign reserves decline as Naira weakens. On the foreign scene, Ramaphosa urges African unity on migration and human rights. Bringing you the news is Chidiogo Asuke. Now the news in details. 2 members of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, have been killed following an attack on a cattle camp in Ohioya community in Zagu local government area of Enugu State. The victims, identified as Amadu and Omaru, are sons of the Southeast Zonal chairman of the MACBAN, Alhaji Haruna Saleh. According to the association, unidentified gunmen invaded the camp at about 5 p.m. on Saturday, killing the 2 brothers and slaughtering about 40 cows. MACBAN has commended the Enugu state government and security agencies for their swift response, which led to the recovery of the victims' bodies for Islamic burial. The association has called for a thorough investigation and the arrest of those responsible, while appealing for continued peaceful coexistence between herders and host communities. Moving on to national scene, the Court of Appeal has set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court that ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to deregister 5 political parties, including the African Democratic Congress (ADC). Other parties affected include the Accord Party, Action Alliance, Action People's Party, and Zenith Labour Party. The appellant court described the lower court's judgment as null and void, ruling that federal high courts lacked the jurisdiction to hear the matter. The court also held that the suit was improperly instituted and faulted the lower court for delivering judgment despite an earlier stay of proceedings issued by the Court of Appeal. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has condemned the deadly attack on Naridon village in Kaduna State, where about 30 people, including women and children, were reportedly killed by armed attackers. The president described the assault as a barbaric act of terror and has directed the armed forces, police, and intelligence agencies to intensify operations to apprehend the perpetrators, rescue kidnapped victims, and restore peace to the affected communities. President Tinubu also expressed condolences to the families of the victims and reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to strengthening security across the country. We now go on a short break. When we return, we bring you business and foreign news. Stay with us. Welcome back. You are listening to Top Stories on Ogama TV. Now to the rest of the news. On business, Nigerians' foreign exchange reserves have recorded their first decline in several days, dropping from $52.02 billion on July the 24th to $51.96 billion on July the 27th, according to figures released by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The decline comes amid continued pressure on the foreign exchange market. The Naira also depreciated at the official market, trading at 1,365 Naira 53 kobo to the US dollar, compared to 1,362 Naira 21 kobo recorded at a day earlier. At the parallel market, the currency exchanged at 1,410 Naira per dollar. Moving on to foreign scene, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has called on African countries to strengthen cooperation on migration and uphold human rights across the continent. Addressing the Pan-African Parliament, Ramaphosa said African nations must work together to tackle the root causes of migration, including conflict, poverty, and instability. His remarks followed weeks of anti-immigrant protests in South Africa that have resulted in the deaths of at least 4 migrants, including a Nigerian national. The South African leader condemned the violence, reaffirmed his government's opposition to xenophobia, and expressed regret over the loss of lives.
We must be honest about the context in which these concerns arise. South Africa faces persistently high levels of unemployment, especially amongst our young people. Too many families are struggling to make ends meet. The cost of living is very high for many of the people of South Africa. Too many communities are experiencing poverty and inadequate access to opportunities. In such circumstances, frustration can easily be directed at those who are perceived to be competitors for jobs and resources. Yet, we must recognize that illegal immigration is not the cause of all our economic challenges. There are other causes. The answer must be faster economic growth, greater investment, industrial expansion, infrastructure development, and the creation of millions of new jobs. These are precisely the issues that our government is working on.
Just before we go, a recap of the major stories. We brought to you that gunmen killed 2 in Enugu cattle camp attack. On the national scene, appeal court overturns the registration of 5 political parties. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu orders crackdown after deadly Kaduna attack. On business, Nigerians' foreign reserves decline as Naira weakens. On the foreign scene, Ramaphosa urges African unity on migration and human rights. And that's all on the news at this hour. For more updates and breaking news, don't forget to follow us on our socials on Facebook at Ogama TV, on Instagram at Ogama TV1, on X at Ogama TV, on YouTube at Ogama TV, and also visit our website at www.ogamatv.com. I am Chidiogo Asuke. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.
When you think of online TV and radio, broadcasting, media consultancy, event coverage, event management and planning, there's no better name than Ogama TV. But that's not all. We're also into photo studio and coverage, equipment rental, news blogging, fashion and pageantry. We are at number 5/21 Chime Avenue, beside Open Sheraton Restaurant, New Haven, Enugu. Follow us on our social media handles: Facebook at Ogama TV, Instagram at Ogama TV1, Twitter at Ogama TV, website www.ogamatv.com. You can also send us email at ogamatv@gmail.com. Ogama TV, your one-stop media solution.